everybody, welcome back. I just made a video last night and actually put it on YouTube. It was about me not picking up Sophie because her air conditioning wasn't working. Again, I live in Florida. I've got to have air conditioning. It is a necessity. So I left her there. It's a 2-hour drive over to Fort Myers, but they told me they'd give me a call this week. So if you didn't have a chance, go back and watch the previous video. So it'll explain today why I'm saying I'm doing this. I'm trying to keep very busy because I have my entire weekend planned, or my last 2 days off, planned to deal with Sophie and move in and do everything that was on my list. So I do have other things to do, and one of them is I am going to pre-season my new cast iron. So isn't she a beauty? It's a double Dutch oven. Actually, this one is brand new. I've had cast iron before, absolutely love it, but really I've only used it when I'm out camping, hiking. Not really hiking because I'm an ultralight hiker, but these are way too heavy for that. But I really like this one because it had no handles, and two, the lid acts as a frying pan. So that's perfect for me. I do a lot of eggs and things like that, so this would be perfect. But the first thing I'm going to do is show you that I do have some little handles to hold on to the cast iron. Those slip right over the short handles that you saw. Next, I'm going to take some coconut oil. You can see how hot I keep my apartment. You see it's already melted. Welcome to Florida. People think it's funny, but I do keep my apartment on about 78, and I'm very comfortable. I mean, I do have on short sleeves and shorts this morning, but okay, so to pre-flight, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just said that. To pre-season, pre-flight is a flight attendant term. You're going to take just a regular paper towel and put your oil on it and just kind of rub it all over the cast iron. You're also going to preheat your oven, and you're going to place foil underneath the second rack because you're going to take your cast iron after you've oiled it up, turn it upside down in the oven, and just let it sit in there for about 20 minutes or so, and any oil that drops off will drop onto the foil. So I'm getting ready to do that, but 2 or 3 things that I wanted to remind you about cast iron. Never wash it with soap. No, the soap gets into the pores, so when you start using it for cooking, that soap taste can come out and into your food. So please don't ever use soap. Once you have finished washing it with hot water, you need to dry it immediately. Well, a lot of things, or a lot of times you'll see cast iron like in Goodwills and things like that, and they're all rusted and yucky, and it's just because people did not dry them completely. So you do have to dry them completely. One thing I want to mention about the type of oil that I'm using is I'm using coconut oil today. I don't recommend vegetable oil because I've used that in the past and it kind of turns the surface sticky. So I personally don't recommend vegetable oil, but I went online and I noticed that many people do. So that's just for me. I'm not using vegetable oil. Third thing is, well, first was no soap. Second was to dry it completely. And third, you do not want to use metal on them. You can tend to start scraping some of that iron off, and then it becomes loose, and the next time you put food on it, it might come off onto your food. So I use wood or plastic, or even silicone. I have to admit silicone is not as sturdy as I'd like, so I prefer the wood. But those are the 3 things about cast iron. I'm going to go ahead and get this done, and I'll just bring you along for the quick ride. was fairly easy. I got the foil in and I rubbed the cast iron with the coconut oil and turned them upside down into the oven. I had it on 350 and I've taken the time to make myself a cup of tea, the way I like it made. I hardly ever drink tea out because no one makes it like I do. And I can't even tell you how I make it that makes it special. It's just because I make it. I had it on 350, but now that I've made my tea, it's been a couple minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. And that way it can just start cooling down. Clear. It's actually pretty smoky. I probably should have turned it on a little bit lower temperature. I'll keep it in there for at least 20 to 30 minutes and we'll come back and check on it. In the meantime, I'll continue drinking my tea. And a couple of my other projects today are, I have a friend who makes jewelry or does craft things, and she's made some cute little earrings and hair barrettes. So I'll put a picture of that here in just a second and see if anybody would like to buy the rest of the product that I have on hand. They're $5 for the earrings and $5 for the hair clip, and they're in spirit colors. The other thing I'm going to do is color my hair today because I'm nervous when I do get into the RV if I'm going to be able to do things like that. I would think that the color would be staining, and I don't have a washer, so I really am going to have to watch how I dirty my clothes and dirty my towels. So I'm going to try to get my hair done today. And let's see, I did do some filing. I changed all my files from an actual file box to a folder, and I've labeled all the files so I can have just a smaller container to keep all my paperwork in. And I did work out today. I haven't worked out in a long time, so I'm using Kayla's workout that I used to do with my middle schoolers when I was teaching as an after-school project. So I'm already hurting. I thought I was gonna die this morning, and I probably only exercised for like 20 minutes. So I do need to get back into that. I'm gonna try to add a walk into my schedule today. It's kind of overcast, but it's Sunday, and should be a fairly nice walk out. Okay, I'll come back to you after I finish my tea, and we'll check on the cast iron. Okay, it's actually been a little bit over an hour. I got carried away with some of my chores. So I don't know if you noticed, but I have a lot of coconut oil on my hands, and I was taking advantage of that. One, I said earlier, I love how the coconut oil smells, and it's actually really good for your skin, or at least for me. It looks like these are going to be some great pots and skillet for me to be cooking on. I think the first thing I'm going to make is, surprise, grilled cheese sandwiches. I love grilled cheese sandwiches. Very simple. You know, I'm used to cooking for 5, so it has been a long couple years of trying to get used to cooking for 1. And then I also have been cooking like a flight attendant. I cook maybe once a week, and I have these dishes, and I can't think of what they're called. There's a certain name brand, but it has dividers in it. I get it online at Amazon. Hey, I'm going to put the link to that on my website. The website is a girl, her dog, and rv.com, and there's actually a link on there that says favorite product, so I'll put that link on there and you can see. But anyway, I cook once a week, and I make 5 or 6 different dishes, and there's 2 meals in each dish. And that's usually how I've been cooking lately, so it saves a lot of time as well. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like in the RV. I don't know if I have the storage in the freezer for that, but we will see. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you get a chance to get your own cast iron. It's good for the fire outside as well as inside if you have an oven, which I won't. That's why I wanted to pre-season these before I moved full-time into the RV. and they're great on the stove. In my RV, I am going to have an induction stove. That's another reason why I switched over to the cast iron. The beautiful pots that I have now, most of them are packed away, but these came from, I think, Costco, and you can see I made eggs earlier this morning, but I think I'm going to take all these and they're going to be part of the things that I leave for my guests in my condo. That's for rent. Okay, I guess that's it. You guys have a great rest of the weekend, and please hit subscribe. I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button to view more videos on my channel. You can click probably up here. I'm learning where to point, and I think I'm up to about 63 subscribers, and I'm learning a lot. I'm learning that my watch time depends on subscribers. So if you do not have a YouTube account and you want to keep watching me, please go ahead and get yourself a YouTube account, become a subscriber, and that way I can get credit for the hours watched.